Mr. Rose Mukasa from Kenya. Principal Examinations Officer is my title. I coordinate the programs of the primary division regarding training. This training is under the validation of centers, having centers, new centers. We do the registration, we do the marking, and up to the release of results. That is my area for the primary. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to begin by bringing you greetings from the Executive Director of UNEB, Mr. Daniel Odong Magraj, and the entire UNEB family. We have a director where we follow. We follow under the Director of Examinations. The Director, Mr. Nango Samai, is also sending greetings. And all the colleagues from UNEB know that you are here according to our program. And they have sent you greetings. We have a vision which says we want to be a recognized center of globally competitive educational assessment and certification. A recognized center of globally competitive educational assessment and certification. And our assessment is not focusing on the local area here in Uganda. We want to be known globally. In that when children come from Uganda, they say yes. If that one is a candidate from Uganda, it is okay. Not where they will say, there, double check. If it is Uganda, their system is fluid. Double check. Understand? And you can't achieve that unless you have taught the children and you have also participated in a careful assessment and a meaningful assessment. Because as we go on, you're going to realize that if you don't do much, after teaching, if you also don't participate in the other processes properly, these children, for example, may never get their results at all. Or if they get them, the system will reject them and they globally shall not be achieving because everybody will say, those children cheat, those schools in Uganda cheat, and that will be the topic. So please, the certification process must be prepared from this stage. We want to assure you that the process we have come to learn, the registration process, leads to successful certification. If you don't do registration properly at this stage, one child or the entire school may not get results. You're going to see how. Because if you confuse the registration, for us we don't give you results. If you give us two children, one name instead of two different children, those results will not produce at the end. If you mix up mixed numbers, we'll hold on to the results and we'll give a short time for you to clear that. If you don't clear, these children will never receive results. These are the cases you hear people complaining, my child has never received results from UNEB when others are in senior 3 progressing. This one is struggling because there was a confusion at registration. You understand? Please be attentive, such that when you go back to do your work, you do it thoroughly well. And ladies and gentlemen, becoming a UNEB center is very good. But it comes with a lot of responsibilities. It comes with a lot of responsibilities. But to enjoy the status, you must be also aware of what can happen and you lose the status. So, ladies and gentlemen, the following issues that I'm going to talk about will require your attention. First of all, this center you have acquired is your property. It is yours as long as you're using it properly. Once you misuse it, UNEB will call for it. It is a UNEB property. So please handle it with care. Guard it. Because you can easily lose it. And I want to share briefly with you ways how you can lose that center. The first one, is if you lower the standards that you exhibited or you showed the people that came to visit that school. When people came, they found a head teacher who is qualified. They found the teachers with the contracts. They were shown a hall where children can sit. They were even shown the furniture where children will sit. But after here, the training and after you register the children, that hall might become a dormitory. Because you're going to tell the whole village and the whole sub-county, and also this is that for you, you have now your next center, and I will give you children, and the children will have nowhere. So you, the hall that you said UNEB is going to use will be dormitory before we get there. And UNEB has long ears. Sooner or later, we shall know that that school doesn't have where children can sit. That center can be recalled. But the first one, I should have said, if you are registered by the Ministry of Education and Sports, because when we came, you showed us a certificate of registration. And whoever did not have a certificate, we didn't have business in that school. We did not visit, we did not see other facilities. We just say we don't qualify on the onset. So if you have any problem, if you lower your guard, your qualities and the ministry registers you, you will be the first one to run out because you will not have any business there with you. Other factors, if the head teacher who is qualified now is sent away and then another head teacher comes in with less qualifications. Because the qualifications were now lifted to grade 5. After getting the center director, you say, now you can go, now I can run my school, even when you're not qualified. Because directors don't run schools according to name. But a director can say, your purpose is over, and you never will get to know that that school doesn't have a head teacher. That center will go. If you have other facilities also running down, like the furniture I said, if the teachers are not there, those who are qualified, if the environment becomes very, very unconducive for academic work, especially assessment, still you never can recall the center. I want to end with this one. Other factors held constant. Malpractice. If your school participates in malpractice of whatever nature, however, if your school participates in malpractice of any form and it is confirmed, you're not likely to remain with that center. At least there will be a suspension for some time. For us who have been this side, have seen what it means for you to lose that center for even 1 year like this. It can be a big issue. And we're not praying for you to lose it. So, please keep that center secure. It should be free from malpractice. Malpractice also happens at registration. At this stage, if you don't have a minimum of 15 candidates, you may want to hatch a plan to go to the neighboring school and get the senior tools to sit for your children, so you register them as also candidates. That information will come to your name soon, because every year we get those who have done that. Or even in your own school, you might choose to register the 6 children, so that you raise 15. And to us, whoever is not a bona fide candidate and is registered to sit, that is malpractice. And it is culpable. There is a very big fine you're going to face because of that. Colleagues, be careful not to register those who are not supposed to be registered. Even then, don't go across districts to pick children. Know that you may not necessarily sit in your school. Because I'm not going to talk about something here called sitting center and a UNEB center. Because you have acquired a UNEB center, but not a sitting center. The arrangement in primary is that the district was delegated to see where schools can conveniently sit. And we have reasons for that. I will tell you soon. So please let the children be registered within your district. Even when you have more than you can, that freedom for now is given to you to register beyond the number indicated. However, those who want to register with you because you have acquired a center, we need permission from your name. If there's a school nearby and it has 70 candidates and they have heard, they are waiting for you, please, yes, you can accept them. But they need permission. You need permission. There's a form you fill, and they too need permission. So that form is on the portal because you're going to be now able to access your portals. You will download it and be able to acquire that permission. But the permission goes through your inspector because at the end of the day, It is the inspector who brings information to us. The primary schools are many, and we normally sympathize with them that not everybody should be coming to UNEB every day. That's why we go through one person to be coming to UNEB. I've talked about the circular, and I want to say that all our communication regarding registration goes through our circular. The circular is already there on the portal. You can access it. Please read, and as I said, somebody will take you through here. I want to pick out one item about the circular, and that is the UNEB registration fees. Colleagues, this year, the fees for registration at PLE is 34,000. 34,000 at PLE. So as you acquire this center, please, we are told, we want to request you not to charge fees in the name of UNEB that UNEB has not prescribed. Listen to me. Don't charge any money and you call it UNEB fees. Money beyond what UNEB has put in the circular. Because the Act, the UNEB Act, which I think I have here, is very, very clear and particular about charging fees in the name of UNEB. 21. You can also access it on our UNEB website. So small thing you can read, easily read and understand everything about UNEB and what we do. Act 33 says, charging fees not prescribed by examinations board. A person who is authorized or who purports to be authorized by an examination center to collect examination registration fees from students to be registered for examinations, who charges fees not prescribed by examination board, commits an offense and is liable on conviction to a fine not exceeding 2,000 currency points. The currency point is 20,000. So if they say 2,000 currency points, you multiply. In my simple mathematics, I think that is about 40 million. Or to a term of imprisonment not exceeding 10 years or both. So there is a law. And therefore, UNEB advises if you have any fees that you want to collect, call your parents, talk to them, and enable that money differently, not UNEB fees. In addition to the penalty in subsection 1, the person convicted shall pay back the amount that is not prescribed by the board, the concerned students or the sponsors of the students, as the case may be, and the board may cancel the registration of the examination center. Forewarned or armed. This information is important for you. Where the person convicted is a registered teacher, the person shall be disciplined under the relevant laws regulating the teaching profession. You need to wait for such things. And then in addition to this, or in connection to this, there is misappropriation of examination fees, examination registration fees in Act 32. These two are related, and you need to know that a person who is authorized or who purports to be authorized by the examination center to collect examination registration fees from students to be registered for an examination, who fails or neglects to remit to the board the registration fees, commits an offense and is liable on conviction to a fine not exceeding 2,000 currency points. These two are charged the same way. So colleagues, without intimidating you, people are taken to court every year regarding this. So for you to safeguard yourself, involve your parents if you want to charge any extra monies. Don't just put things in the circulars and they say, UNEB fees this year 300,000. Then it's 34 for PLE. Please get proper biodata, but I want to insist, parents must be part of your registration process. Everything you're going to get that is proper about children must come from your parents. Don't sit in your office, as we have seen many people do, and later on run back to us. You guess the age of the child, you even guess the gender. Be careful, involve the parents, use documents, for example, the birth certificate. The teacher will say the responsibility of registration is in your hands. We cannot overemphasize that. As I said, the inspectors must be consulted where you have issues. Work with them in peace. When you have issues, you can get back to us and we discuss with them. The issue that I said, sitting center versus UNEB center, you now have a UNEB center. Sitting center, the inspector is going to look, because they know the places very well. They know which school has more facilities. They know which school is near which one. That is why UNEB does not directly sit here and say, school Kawanda or sit with this one, because we don't know that this case is evolved. We use their expertise and they allocate schools in sitting centers. Therefore, don't write applications to UNEB for sitting centers. You go to your district officials and they ask for the same. For government schools, if you are here, if any government school is here, when we talk about payment, your children are essentially not supposed to pay any money. So for you, we don't expect any challenge, for example, to land into late registration. Any teacher, I want to re-echo this, be vigilant. Even if you're not the one technical on the computer, your eyes must be on. Don't leave this work and say, whereas your office is very big, but the responsibility, according to you, lies in your hands. As I've said, any errors, it is you are going to call, and probably you will be the one to pay. Last but not least, keep your contact with UNEB open and alive. Do not bank on others to give you information. Some of the information people supply is wrong. Second-hand information sometimes is wrong. So we have an open door policy. You can always contact us and seek proper information regarding your operations with us. Registration, then after release of results, any queries, get back to us. And we also want to encourage you that in case you find any errors after registration, get back to us immediately. Don't wait. The delays have a very big effect on what you get at the end of the day. Any error, any problem you get. When we announce in the month of August that please display the registers for the children to see, do it at the school. Let children come and look at these things. Let them confirm after you have displayed the names to them. There are people who come here. Mr. Msoke's photograph is under my name and vice versa, because our index numbers are following and my photo goes to him. So we go ahead, produce the result slips, only to find these are not the photographs of the children. When you display, show them the album to confirm that the photos for the albums are theirs also. Are we together? So ladies and gentlemen, in a nutshell, we need to be attentive to the calls of registration. May God bless you so much.